Oh. Okay, I'm not sure why it's so daggum dark. That's just weird. Alright. Huh. Weird. Well, probably just as well. I have my hair up because I just took a shower and I don't have makeup on. And I'm not... So, it's not even about me. I want to show you what Tom Hughes just said. And this is what I've been going against. And this is what I've been screaming for a long time, that we need to get out there and start telling people about the church and what's going on, and I mean about, you know, the world and the end times that we're in. And I really don't get why this has no lighting. That's so weird. But anyway, I want you to listen to what Tom Hughes has to say. I'm going to try to figure out how to reverse my camera again, or I'll just turn my phone. Screw it. Anyway, here we go.
Is that the church must be gone in order for the Bible to fulfill all of the prophecies regarding the tribulation period. And right now we are watching the collapse of the church. We are watching a church the Bible describes as going into the place of apostasy, just being asleep. The warnings are there. And you talk to so many church leaders that right now, they're just saying, you can't worry about these things. Don't be talking about the Bible. Don't bring up the Old Testament. Don't bring up the prophecies of Jesus. No, you guys are a bunch of fools. You just need to go along with the program and lay down. Like sleeping dogs, as Isaiah says, and as God calls out the watchmen of the judgments that are coming, they aren't really being watchmen. I want you to consider that in light of just some of the things that we are seeing. Speaking of statues being torn.
Okay, and my point on that being is, a while back I was saying, man, shouldn't, there's been several pastors, and I just don't get why this is so dark, several pastors that have been saying that they don't understand why people in the pulpits, sorry guys, why they're not screaming from behind the pulpit, why they're not on fire from behind the pulpit for all the signs that's going on in this world, that shows that we are in the end times and we are in the final end times, and that the rapture could happen any time, and no one's saying anything. They're just being quiet. They're just going along with the little program. And okay, this week we're going to teach about this, and then next week we'll teach about that, and then we're just going to continue on preaching for milk Christians. There's no time for milk Christians. These milk Christians need to grow up and get on the meat, because the world as we know it is changing right before our eyes. The Bible is unfolding right before our eyes. Ezekiel 33 is the epitome of what we need to be doing, and that's sounding the alarm. Even Tom Hughes is saying that there's a lot of churches that are going, we've got plenty of time. You don't need to worry about that. They need to know the basics about Jesus before you can start trying to feed them, teach them about the end times. We don't have time for that, people. There's really no time left for that. I mean, I seriously don't know what else has to happen in the world for people to realize that the rapture is imminent. And even the second coming of Jesus, will be 7 years after the rapture. And right now, the only thing that's preventing the tribulation period from starting, with all the wars and everything, and everyone's against everyone, and everyone's ganging up against Israel, and all that's going on over there, if you pay attention and quit worrying about freaking politics and what Trump said, and pay attention to what's really happening in the world, you're going to see that they're getting ready to go to war over there. World War III is just seconds away. But before that will happen, the Antichrist is going to step forward with the 7-year peace agreement, and he's going to have an agreement for everyone that will agree on for 7 years. Peace, no fighting, no nothing, just peace. And 3.5 years in, the Antichrist is going to turn his back on Israel, and he's going to show his true colors, and then that's when he's going to start killing God's people. That's why it says in the Word that, when you see this, run to the hills, run to the mountains. If you're on the rooftop, do not go back down in your house. Flee to Judea, to the mountains of Judea. It's because when he shows his true colors, he's going to start killing God's people. That's the Jews and what we would call Gentiles, but we're not really Gentiles anymore. We're grafted in. But we're at the point now that any second now someone could come up with the 7-year peace agreement to get everyone to just calm down, because everyone is ready to go to war with everyone. They're firing off different missiles and different things, and they're flexing their muscles and showing what they have for war. And, it's just imminent. I mean, it's just, God, I don't know how much more I can make it. And I know of people in the churches that refuse to prepare people for the end times, for what's getting ready to happen, because it might give them a heart attack. It scares them. Well, you know what? What if the rapture happens and they're left behind, and they're left in this world, and the restrainer's gone, the Holy Spirit, and they're having to deal with 7 years of tribulation and hell on earth, not held back at all? Do you think they'll be scared then? If you truly love someone, you will tell them. You'll warn them, would you not? I mean, if your friend was getting ready to walk off the edge of the cliff, would you not grab him and pull him back and say, hey, man, that's a cliff. You don't want to keep walking. You're going to fall to your death. Of course you would. So why any pastor or any preacher or any teacher or anyone that knows the truth wouldn't want to share this with other people that do not or are not aware is beyond me. And, it says in Ezekiel 53 that if you see the sword coming, the sword's coming, people, and you do not sound the alarm. I'm sounding the alarm. And people die in their sins. Their blood will be on your hands. And God will call on you to answer for their blood. If people die in their sins because you refused to warn them when you saw the sword coming, and you fully know what's going on in the world right now, and you're fully aware of the end times that we're in, but you don't warn the people. I don't understand that. I just don't understand. Unless you're not really a pastor or a preacher or a teacher or a Christian, maybe you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. Maybe you're just playing church because it's easy money, and you don't really care about their souls, and you're purposely not telling them what they need to know so that they will die and go to hell. Never thought